So, why does my voice always start out so dry? My bad. Anyways, this is future editing me, letting you know that I sound dry and dull and whatnot all in the beginning of the video, simply because I was trying to be quiet while Luna was asleep, but Luna woke up. You'll see later in the video, and you'll learn who Luna is. Hello. How you doing? It's Leah. It's been a while. It's been over a year, I'm pretty sure. So, get straight to the chase. Where have I been? What have I been doing? I had a baby. I have a now 4-month-old named Luna. She is the fourth and the last in the Gordon lineup over here. She's taken up so much time, energy, and effort, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And a long story short, that's about it. I was not skating. I was making as much as I possibly could because I had to be on pelvic rest. So yeah, a lot of things were made, a lot of things were crocheted and knitted and whatever, but I was not skating. So that's update number one, not two. What else? I sold my Kaya Melrose Elite skates. I no longer own them. Those actually sold a week or two ago. Look at all this stuff. Ew. Anyways, those sold a week or two ago. Thanks to pregnancy, or my last pregnancy, I had gotten the biggest I've ever been. I still am my current biggest as far as like numbers are concerned, but my feet grew like half a size, so those were no longer gonna work. I do still have my rollerblades, but I'm trying to sell those too because they don't fit, and I want to sell my skates so I can buy more skates that fit so I can get back into skating because I miss movement. Like, yeah, I could be doing yoga and running and walking and all of that, but I really enjoyed skating. I love the feeling of gliding and, jamming. I miss that. So if any of you know anyone who's interested in some size 6 white Lightspeed Impala rollerblades with the accessories that came with it, holla at me on Poshmark because they're listed on my Poshmark. I'll leave the links and all of that. I might insert some pictures and all of that jazz, YouTuber stuff, which I want to get back into YouTube more consistently, that's for sure. I want to build my other platforms because social media just is not where it's at right now, at least not for me. And I feel like the more I try to be consistent to my social media presence, the more frustrating it's making me. And I don't want to do things that don't feel as if like I flow with it. If I feel like if I don't flow or if it doesn't flow, then it's just a no-go. Literally and figuratively speaking. And no, I'm not saying I'm just going to disappear off social media, which I did try once. And I was down to only having an Instagram. Didn't do anything for my business. As a person who is a digital content creator and digital pattern designer, I need the digital space. So yeah, so that brings me back to YouTube and being more visual and visible, because I do like video. That's one thing I did like about Reels on Instagram is they're short, sweet, fun. I enjoy making them. But then I found out last night that Instagram is making it so I'll be completely ineligible for the play bonus, saying that I violated community guidelines, although there is no proof of that. And it says my account is in good standing. And yeah, cool. I have the Reels play bonus on my Facebook business page. but I get a percentage of the views that I do on Facebook that I get on Instagram. So it just seems really counterproductive. It's honestly just a reverse incentive to get me to produce content for a failing, dying app. And I don't think that that's fair. Well, the world of content creation really isn't fair in general. And yet I submit myself to it. Like, who does that? Me. So there's just been a lot of me reconciling how I want to move forward with my presence online and expanding my businesses as a designer and a content creator, and really just coming to terms with what is actually possible, what am I capable of doing and being committed to, because I now have 4 children. 3 of them are at home almost every day. And that is a lot to balance 3 children under the age of 5 while 1 is at school. And write the patterns, have them tested or tech edited or whatever the process is that I'm going through, and then make the content behind it. There are multiple full-time jobs. And I'm very proud of my progress and where I currently am. But I would be lying if I said that I did not want to realize my full potential. And I think that's kind of where I am, is what can I do to better optimize my time to realize that potential? Or how can I connect with people to help me realize that potential? Or yeah, I just want to be the better me, the best me. And I feel like I'm doing my best to put that forward, but I don't think that I'm connecting as well as I could be. And yeah, that's my mini ranch spiel update, I guess. Maybe this wasn't very fun, or I don't know. It was very short, so we'll get to something fun. What I have done recently is I created patches. Yes, your girl has gotten her digital drawing on, and I designed these, or they're going to be backwards because I'm using my front camera, but whip patches. So, you know, whip, work in progress, and we're all either a work in progress, or we all have something that we consider to be a work in progress, whether it be a project for our homes, for our hands, you know, whether it's knit, crochet, punch needle, embroidery, whatever the case may be, we've all got whips. So I made whip patches, and this is the color green. You've got light blue, green. Got 3 more colors. Yellow. And these are all actually showing up pretty true to color in camera, so I'm really excited about that. Purple. And these are the chenille patches, like think like varsity Letterman's jacket style. And pink. Pink is a very hot fuchsia-y pink. And last but not least, I made yarn patches. And like I said, everything's backwards because camera. But yarn in 4 colors of basically like my favorite colors that I like to use and mix and match together. So I've got whip and yarn patches. Those are available in my shop. Those are iron-on patches, so you can add them to your favorite project bag. You can add them to your favorite whips, whip project bags, I mean, or like hats. I've got them on bucket hats. I have them on one of my crossbody bags, and I love them. And I put the not heat setting instructions because everybody's irons are going to vary, but I put the instructions in there. Basically, you know, you get your iron as hot as you can get it, put a little towel down over your patch so you don't burn the chenille, press, flip inside out, press again, and you're good to go. It just seals to whatever the thing is. I would, do I have a photo? I'll insert a photo because I'm pretty sure all of my stuff that has my patches fused to it right now are in my room with my napping baby, and I'm not going to interrupt her, but I did just want to show you that that is something that is new in my shop. Those are all ready to ship. Everything ships within 2 to 4 business days. You can use code PARTYPATCH22 to save 20% off four or more patches, and orders that are more than $20 ship for free in the US. So there's my pluggy plug. Other than that, I keep saying other than that, and I apologize. Feeling my way through this, if you will. So, what have I been doing that's been most recent? I had the Regina blanket scarf, the switch wrap, the crochet collective wrap, and now the Dapper Dickie. I've had 4 kits come out with Lion Brand. Give myself a round of applause for that. I'm really excited about that because it's a dream for me to work with them and to find a company that I could work with more consistently as far as sponsoring me yarn, paying me for my work, and making it possible for me to make residual income and not just sell a pattern, lose the rights, and that's it. Because a lot of these publications will do that. They'll tell you, oh, you can get your rights back in X amount of months, or some will never give you your rights back and pay you one time and just give you credit and think that that type of exposure is supposed to make sense down the line. And I did that with one magazine a few times, and it progressively became a very stressful situation, where the communication was awful and the treatment was awful. I was almost convinced that that was just the way that the fiber arts needlecraft industry worked. At least the publication side of it was that, you know, because they're the ones with the name and the company behind them, and they're the publication, that they basically just do what they will with you. They take your work, cut you a check, and say, you know, do all of this extra work for us that we're not going to pay you for, and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna deal with it because you need the money. And I'm like, but you need my work, right? So anyways, I got tired of that. So aligning with Lion Brand has been a breath of fresh air, a very welcomed change to being in this industry, as a smaller creator and designer, and to be seen, to have a company that cultivates a relationship versus just hitting me up when it's Black History Month, or hitting me up when they want to use my face to try to garner some attention because my reels get a decent amount of views. You know, it's cool. It feels good to actually be valued and not exploited. So Lion Brand is definitely a company that I'm glad to have consistent work with. Thank you, Lion Brand. You make a girl feel good. And they're really just the main one I've been working with, main brand or company that I've been working with. I've worked with Darn Good Yarn before in the past. I haven't and don't plan on having any current work or future work with them. No shade to them at all. I just don't have anything lined up. But they are one other brand that I've worked with a few times that made it a pleasant experience. So not everyone sucks, but a lot of these companies do suck. Is that a baby? I think that's my baby. Hold on one second. Say hello, Luna. Hello. How are you doing? Say, I'm just waking up, woman. How do you expect me to be doing? Give me some food. Yeah? Is that how it's going? It's not how it's going. So yes, Luna turned 4 months on the 19th. She was the biggest of my little babies. If you don't know, you would know if you were on my Instagram. All of my babies have growth restrictions because I've got funny insides, and yeah, we play their labor and delivery by ear. But she lasted the longest. She stayed in until 38 weeks. And all of my babies were born between 35 and 38 weeks. So she came on her own. She was actually born in the front seat of our car. And my husband caught her. So he delivered our last baby. And that's that. This was probably the easiest going experience that we had at the hospital, because I didn't have to be hooked up to IVs, none of that extra stuff. I wasn't heavily monitored. No, I was not, because we had the baby in the car. We had you in the car. You said, I'm not waiting any longer. She actually was born the day before I was supposed to be induced. So yes, I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning with contractions, but I didn't think that they were strong enough to go to the hospital. So I sat there for about 10 minutes waiting it out to see if maybe they were just like Braxton Hicks contractions or something. And they didn't die down. So I woke up my husband. We packed up all the kids in the car so we could get to the hospital. And so we could meet someone to sit with our kids. And yeah, they were all there for the birth of their newest baby sister. And they were all kind of like, wow, is this how we got here? As if they didn't know. And they've all instantly bonded. I'm so blessed in the fact that while my kids are all so young, that they still just love to cling on each other and be each other's best friends and most annoyances. Like, they're cool. They're all just four little besties. And they all look like this little pudding pop, but various stages of this little pudding pop, because you the littlest little pudding pop, aren't you? She's this mom little boo. This mom little boo. Yeah. So y'all got to meet Luna. Have y'all met any of my other kids? I don't think so. You've only seen or heard them, I think, in a previous video. But here's Luna. And we made sure she's going to be our last, because I had my tubes removed. So I took my sterilization and my fertility into my own hands. Yes, I did. And I oh my gosh, best decision that I could have made. Like, medically, I've had some of the trashiest experiences with healthcare, but this last pregnancy and having my tubes removed was the best case scenario from start to finish, and wouldn't trade it for anything. If any of you are considering having your tubes removed, holla at your girl. If you want me to make a video about my experience, I can tell the whole story. I can totally do that. Just let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I do have a blog post about what kind of led up to me deciding that I wanted to have my tubes removed, on my blog. I'll link that too. And yeah, I think that's really like all the catching up we have. I've got some patterns in the works. A lot of them aren't being friendly, and I'm pretty sure it's because I'm not using an appropriate yarn to make it happen. So yeah, and I do have a test knit that I might pop pictures in. It's the Love Magic dress, by Holly. I'm sorry if I butcher your last name. Oruk. I'm sorry, Holly. But she's Disco Stitch on Instagram, and yeah, the Love Magic dress, chef's kiss. It's beautiful. I'm finally almost done with the skirt. I will say I've got plenty of time. I still have over, dang, really? Yeah, it's not due until June 12th, and today is April 22nd. And all I have to do is finish the bottom half of the skirt, which is like maybe 5 or 6 inches worth of work, and the sleeves. So yeah, I've got a lot of time. But that was one thing while I was preparing for having my tubes removed. I just was not in the headspace to do anything that I was like heavily obligated to do. My head was just more so like mourning the grieving, like, yeah, mourning the reality of no longer having children, even though I don't want to physically be pregnant ever again or to have any more babies come out of my body, because OMG, it's stressful and it's quite traumatic. Although your experience was the bomb, my other three were not. They were quite traumatizing. So I knew physically and mentally it just was not in my best interest to ever become pregnant again. So I made sure that I'm not going to. So again, yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know. I'm more than glad to share that. And I think that's all I have for now. I'm sure if I come up with something else to think about, or that I've been thinking about or want to share, I will let you know. If you're watching this and you've made it to the end, I appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or like this post, because I'm trying to hop back into a new algorithm. Well, an old but new algorithm. And I'm saying a lot, my bad. Thanks. Thank you. Say bye-bye, Luna. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. I'll sit here and just play with her. Yeah. Thank you for letting me finish my video and for helping me co-host. I call all of my kids my assistants and stuff, so now you're my little co-host. Don't get used to seeing her, though. I don't plan on just keeping all of my kids in my videos, even though they're so freaking cute. And I could make a family channel if I really wanted to, but I don't feel like exploiting my children. Even though some people's kids love being on and being exposed. I know my oldest would totally. Levi would love being in the camera, okay? But trying to, you know, they're young. She'll be 7 in October, and she's the oldest. So I feel like there's time. There is time for all of that, right? 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 Okay, for real, for real. Bye, y'all.